So welcome to our class on Richardson number and Moynihan and Ubko length. In this class, we are going to study for the first part. During the first part, the boundary layer. Once again, this is a small continuation of what I said earlier with a diagram. And then in the boundary layer, the mixed layer, of course. So, okay, the residual layer, the stable boundary layer in the nights. So those are all the things that we are going to cover. See here, I would like to impress upon you one very important point, that the earth, the atmosphere is a colorless, odorless and tasteless physical mixture of gases enveloping the earth on all sides. Now, so that means both over the lithosphere, hydrosphere it is there. Troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, ionosphere and exosphere is there. In the troposphere, in general, the temperature goes on decreasing as the height increases. Now, here, the boundary layer means it is to a height of 2 kilometers. Boundary layer height is approximately 2 kilometers from the surface. If you take what is the structure of the boundary layer during the daytime, okay? Today noon, today evening sunset, today midnight, next day morning sunrise tomorrow. If you take this one, there are three distinct layers that are formed. The first distinct layer formed over the earth's surface, okay, atmosphere is a colorless, odorless and tasteless physical mixture of gases enveloping the earth on all sides. So that means, the boundary layer, that's what we are going to discuss, is extended up to 2 kilometers over the earth's surface. In the tropical regions, in the temperate, and then as you go on increasing latitudes, the boundary layer may be around 1 kilometers there. The base of the cloud is the boundary layer, what we discuss it now. The first layer is the convective mixed layer. Today noon, convective mixed layer. Same convective mixed layer tomorrow morning after the sunrise also you get. So mixed layer it is there. The residual layer is there. What time? From sunset to midnight to sunrise, there is a residual layer almost during the same time. Slightly after the sunset, there is a stable boundary layer. So these are the basic layers over the earth's surface. Basic layer is the first one is the mixed layer, second one is the residual layer, third one is the stable boundary layer. So what are the basic characteristics of these three layers? Very interesting. The over the land, that means over the land, or even oceans we are not discussing, over the land surface. For example, the boundary layer height and structure change throughout the course of the day in response to diurnal variations of surface conditions. What are the surface conditions? So diurnal means day and night. Surface conditions means plane, orographic, okay, aspect and okay, all these things. The boundary layer composed of three layers, what I told. Third one, in this boundary layer, there is another most important layer which we call it as the surface layer. Mixed layer in the noon, residual layer, stable. But 10% of the 2 kilometers, 10% of the 2 kilometers, here you see, this is the 2 kilometers, 10% of the 2 kilometers is the surface layer. What is the significance of this surface layer? Surface layer has got two important characteristics. Very strong momentum flux, heat flux, and this vapor pressure flux. Momentum is wind. Heat means heat fluxes, vapor pressure fluxes are there. Okay, mass fluxes otherwise. So these are very strong. In this, a bit will come. In this, very, very strong. In the only 10% of the total 2 kilometers. In the tropical region, 10% of the 1 kilometer. Now, another important characteristic is the gradient is less. The flux gradient is less, but strong fluxes are there. So that is very important. The surface layer, okay, is defined as, the surface layer is defined as the region in which surface fluxes vary by just 10%. And is therefore often referred to as the constant flux. So this is what we say. Then coming to the this mixed layer, I have already told. Mixed layer during the noon and sunset, mixed layer next day morning also after the sunrise. What is the significance of this mixed layer? In this layer, of course, there are eddies which assume uniform mixing of properties of boundary layer. These are usually driven. See, the eddies are driven by the radiant energy when it strikes the earth's surface. Sun's energy is falling on the earth. The buoyancy rises, going on rising at what time? From sunrise to noon to sunset. Next day morning, sunrise to sunrise to in the noon. What will happen? When sun's radiant energy hitting, the buoyancy forces will act. So air becomes eddies. Through eddies, energy is there. Now, here as the boundary layer grows, at what time? Here again I am telling, from this noon to sunset up to this point, for example, as the boundary layer goes, next day morning sunrise to. Entrainment zone is there. Entrainment zone. What is this entrainment zone? This entrainment zone is very important. Drier and warm air encroaches into the mixed layer. This is what we call the entrainment zone. And sometimes, at dusk means midnight before the sunset, at dusk, the boundary layer collapses as convectively driven eddies decay. What is the meaning of convectively driven eddies? Gas molecule, after taking the energy, the buoyant forces are there. So, it will decay. Now, so coming to very interesting thing, this is a free atmosphere, like this only, Okay, if you take the day, typical mean profile. Here it is the typical boundary layers, 3. Mixed, residual and stable. Of course, surface layer is there. Now here, what is the typical boundary layer? Okay, typical mean profiles in the boundary layer. What are the mean profiles? You tell me. See, for agrometeorologists, we are interested in 3: moment of flux, heat fluxes, moment of flux, heat fluxes, and mass fluxes. However, I told several times, CO2 fluxes also we have to measure, because we are finally interested in the reduction of reduction of CO2 into carbohydrates is very important for us agrometeorologists. That's why. Also, what is happening to the first temperature, potential temperature, here not ordinary temperature, because in the first 2 kilometers, what is happening? Adiabatic changes occur. What is adiabatic change? The rate of change of temperature due to rate of change of pressure. Okay. Now, as far as potential temperature is concerned, so what is happening? I would like to enlighten you that first, in the mixed layer, okay, the temperature gradients are typically adiabatic. Of course, this is due to strong vertical mixing, but increase to super adiabatic in the surface layer. What is the meaning of adiabatic? I told what is meant by super adiabatic. That's why I request you, please subscribe to my channel, Agrometeorology Farmers and Road. There I told. Now, the temperature, what is happening here? Then in the mixture, the temperature gradients are typically adiabatic. That's what. Next one, wind speeds, U Z. Okay, U mean. Okay, U bar. What is U bar? Wind speed. Now, these are less than the free atmospheric. Above this is the free atmosphere. So, the wind speeds are lesser than the free atmosphere. Now, okay, and decrease markedly across the stable layer as in the surface layer. Okay, right. So, the pollutants and water vapor profiles. Why we are taking into consideration the pollutants? That I will tell in the advanced class. This is the basics. So, water vapor. Inverse is the water vapor also same profile as that of the wind. So temperature, that means the heat fluxes, wind fluxes, okay, that is the moment of fluxes, that is the vapor fluxes. This is how. However, very interesting, very important, in the surface layer, the wind speed decreases to 0. This is the 0. The wind speed becomes to 0. Potential temperature becomes to almost 0 here. So I think you have understood typical mean profiles of potential temperature, wind and vapor pressure. This is the mass flux, this is the moment of flux, this is the heat flux. So this is with reference to. Now there are 2 numbers, what we call it as the Richardson number and Monin-Ubkov number. These are very simple. This is the basics. I am telling you only basics of it. What is Richardson number? Actually, atmosphere has got tremendous influence. The atmosphere is tremendously influenced by the surface. surface influence the surface of the earth. Now, so what is the Richardson number? What is the Monnin-Wobkov number? Richardson number is the number which is a function of 2, not a function. At least I will tell you that, because of the density differences of the atmosphere. Because of the density differences atmosphere. Why the density differences in the atmosphere occurs? So, because of the temperature differences, density differences occurs. Two types of movement of the molecules, gas molecules will take. The first one is the buoyancy forced movement of the molecule. The second one is the mechanical. So that is what we call as the shearing stress. So buoyancy driven air molecules, okay, that is one kinetic energy. The second kinetic energy is what? Shear driven. The atmosphere exerts, some gets influenced by shear of the wind, shear of the surface. Sorry. Okay, right now. So what is the Richardson number? Buoyancy production by consumption by shear production. Buoyancy production by consumption by shear production, we call it as the Richardson number. Now, what is the value? G by density, density, ds by dz, density du by dz square. So G is the gravity, this one is the density, rho is the density. Now ds by dz, u is the, what is the u? This is the du, your flow speed, and z is the depth. Flow speed means wind speed, wind velocity. So what is the significance of Richardson number? Richardson number gives a rough estimate of the stability or instability or neutral condition. I once again tell, this is the buoyancy production or consumption. Buoyancy production during the daytime, consumption during the night time. Now, shear production means, atmosphere is influenced by shear of the surface of the earth. So the ratio between these two is the Richardson number. What is the significance? This will give an excellent information about the stability or instability in the atmosphere. Now, see, I just would like to read one or two lines about the Richardson number. Okay, the ratio of density gradient to velocity gradient. The ratio of density gradient to velocity. Why density gradient occurs? Temperature difference. So temperature difference and velocity gradient. Now, by definition, the ratio, again, another more definition, the ratio of the buoyancy generated kinetic energy. Two kinetic energy are the buoyancy generated, mechanically generated kinetic energy. So the ratio of the buoyancy generated kinetic energy to the shear kinetic energy. That's what we also call it as the sometimes mechanical energy. So it is the Richardson number. Of course, what is the significance of Richardson number? It will give stability or instability, neutral conditions of the atmosphere. It gives a approximate estimates. So if under unstable conditions, it will come. Under unstable conditions, Richardson number is negative. Under the stable conditions, it is positive. Under the neutral conditions, it is 0. Most commonly, this bit will come. Most commonly, Richardson number 10 to 0.5. We take it. It's safe. Okay, safe for everything. So Richardson number is used to show dynamic stability and formation of the turbulence. How the turbulence is formed, we try to understand the Richardson number. Simple and advanced version of the Richardson number is the Monnin-Wobkov length. See, I told, please subscribe to my channel, Agrometeorology, Pharmacy and Road Development. There I have given zero plane displacement, roughness parameter, logarithmic wind profile. I have already given a small extension of the same is the Richardson number. Another extension of the Richardson number is Monnin-Wobkov length. What is Monnin-Wobkov length? Simple, same thing only. It is the ratio between, first one, the Richardson number is the ratio between the kinetic buoyancy production or consumption by shear production. Okay. What is the Monnin-Wobkov number here? The definition, this is a function of the fluxes of heat and momentum. That is the fluxes. So the equation is L, always it is a minus value because away from the surface. Rho Cp Tu3 by kgh. K is the one common constant. U is the frictional velocity. Okay. T. T is the mean visual temperature. H is the surface visual temperature. Vancouver constant. Surface visual temperature. Okay. H. So T is the mean visual temperature. U is the frictional velocity. This is the Vancouver constant. See what is the L? By definition, once again I would like to impress upon you. This is a function of the fluxes of heat and momentum. Now, what is the equation? What are the components of that equation I told? Now, very interesting is during the daytime minus Monin equivalent values, you will get it as the height at which buoyant production of turbulence kinetic energy is equal to the that produced by the shearing action during the daytime. These two are equal. Buoyancy produced kinetic momentum and the shearing stress almost equal. The ratio between these two, we get it. Now, Monin equivalent, the relative contributions to turbulence. The relative contributions to the turbulence by these two, what is the kinetic energy of buoyant, kinetic energy of the stress, okay, sharing stress, which is influencing the atmosphere by the virtue. So, what is the use? What is the significance? We get very good and excellent information about the stability of the atmosphere, like Richardson number. You may put a question. What is the major difference between the Richardson number and the Monin equivalent? The major difference is there we have taken in the Richardson number only one parameter. Here we have got mass and moment of fluxes, both we have taken. So this is the difference. This is the basics class. In the advanced class I am going to cover. In addition to this, Reynolds analogy, of course, so much are there. Basics, this much is enough. Thanking you very much for your patient hearing. May God bless you.